When I was a tween, 11, 12, 13, I was in love with princess movies, Barbie movies, because I loved the women that were so beautiful and feminine. So I didn't feel that way. I was a tween. I was awkward and I was clumsy. So I was like, I'll fix this. I'm going to put some books on my head and walk around the house, and I'm going to fix my posture and walk like a princess. I'm also going to practice my smile in the mirror and my laugh in case a boy says a funny thing. All of these things that I did and I practiced, they were acting feminine. They were trying to add something to myself that was feminine to come across that way. However, that wasn't authentic to me, and if I walked around like all pious like that, or like did a fake laugh in front of a boy, it would be picked up on, and it's not real. Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can add feminine practices to your life and act feminine, but that's not going to be real, and it's not going to come through as real to other people, and it's not going to feel good to yourself because it's not coming from the inside. Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can be feminine, stop acting feminine. And when you are being feminine, then you act feminine naturally. It's not something that you feel like a mask that you're putting on. It's a real thing. So if that's going to interest you today, please keep listening. If you're new here, my name is Talia, and I'm so glad that you're here. On this channel, I talk about feminine lifestyle, feminine relationships, and feminine health. I am a wife and a mother. I have not told you guys this yet. I took a 9-month hiatus off my YouTube channel to have a baby. I got pregnant, had a baby, and it's the best thing that's happened to me. He's 2 months old now, so I feel a bit more alive, and that's why we're back on YouTube. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. I've just been editing the video, and I just want to say a quick sorry about the audio. I am getting a mic soon. It is a little bit annoying towards the end of the video, but if you could just bear with me because the content is still really good. All right, so I've got 3 tips for you. One is super fast because you kind of need the other 2 to help with number 1, but I'm going to set it up because number 1's about getting in the right frame of mind. If you want to actually be feminine, you need to believe that you are feminine. You need to actually believe, I am a woman. I am naturally feminine. This comes easy to me. It is not something I have to add to. I do not need to change myself. It is who I already am. And I would like you to picture it as if the masculine in your life or in your personality or the things that you're struggling with is an addition to you, because that's the society that we live in. We actually need to kind of put up that wall to cope in this society, especially with women working full time and the competitive nature of women and men at the moment. So if you're showing masculine traits and you're feeling boyish or not feminine, that's not your core. Your core is feminine. It's just things that have been added to you, if that makes sense. So if you struggle to believe that, I would suggest doing some affirmations, reminding yourself every day, and then doing the next 2 tips to help you really get that from your head into your belly, that I am feminine and it is who I am, and it is easy to be feminine because that's how I was created. Okay, so the second tip, and it's pretty broad, so I'm going to spend a bit of time on it, is learning how to get from your head into your body. It is the general consensus in the feminine masculine community that masculine operates from their head, from logic, and feminine operates from her body and her senses. So we need to have some strategies to really get out of our head and into our body. Once we are in our body, we can feel feminine, and then when we feel feminine, that's when we act feminine and come across that way to the rest of the world. So how can we do this? I have 2 strategies. One is to use your breath and slow down. It is very hard to be feminine and in that flow state, feeling joyful, happy, playful, romantic, if you are in a rush. So I always love to use my breath in this case. So I would take a deep breath in and out. And that would reset my nervous system to just slow down and remind myself that I am safe. Scientifically, breath actually tricks your body into thinking you're safe. If you can create your exhale to be longer than your inhale a couple of times, maybe 3 to 5 breaths, that actually tells your brain, I am safe. Your breath quickens when in response to threats or danger. So when you're in your head and you're all over the place and your breath is going to be quite shallow. If you can deepen it and make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale, it will trick your brain into thinking you're safe, because the feminine can only fully be in her full expression when she feels safe. It is the safety that really allows her to come out of her shell. So that's really important, slowing down. And you can do that by using your breath. You can do it as a daily practice in the morning, or just use it in the moments when you are feeling flustered and in your head and can't stop thinking about stuff, is using that breath. And any other mindfulness practices that you already know about, that can be really helpful as well. Then the second thing is to utilize your 5 senses regularly. So your 5 senses being your sight, your hearing, your touch, your smell, and your taste. I forgot that one. So allowing yourself lots of opportunities to feel your different senses, and in a really positive way. It's not always going to be positive. Sometimes if you want to be feeling feminine, if you want to be feeling good and feeling the full spectrum of feminine emotion, you're also going to have to experience the negative emotion, even though I wouldn't call any emotions negative. But the more challenging emotions that take a bit more work, if you can feel them, then you can also feel your positive emotions a lot more fuller and a lot more fully, I suppose, and that will lead to like more joy and more depth of feeling, and then more depth of your feminine energy. So back to the 5 senses. What can you do in your life to enhance those senses and allow yourself to really enjoy them and slow down and experience them? Because that takes you out of your head and into your body. And if you can have multiple points in your day where you're out of your head and into your body, over time, the more you're going to be in your feminine more throughout the day, it's going to make you feel more feminine, and then ultimately that will become your natural state, is to be in like a feminine state of mind. So when I talk about activating the senses, my most effective way of feeling feminine using my senses is listening to music. Instead of just having it on in the background, like actually choosing music specifically that makes me feel the way that I want to feel. For example, I listen to Ravina and Sabrina Claudio if I'm wanting to get back into my feminine, and I will listen and I will just enjoy it, and I'll let the feelings wash over me. I might dance, I might move my body, I might do anything that my body is telling me to do in that moment to release or feel or just enjoy. Might be different artists for you, whatever music makes you feel good and just gets you in touch with your body and you're feeling and you're not thinking. Then for sight, you might love artwork or paintings, or going to see a beautiful view of nature or something like that. You might love doing the artwork and creating that beautiful sight, or decorating your home and having things around your home that just look aesthetic and beautiful. Doing your makeup, creating opportunities for your sight to bring you joy, to bring you a feeling of warmth and love and playfulness. Then you have your smells, so fragrances, your perfumes, candles, flowers. Stop and smell the roses. That can help you get into your senses as well. I will add a caveat here. Please use natural where you can, because synthetic fragrances are very bad for your hormones. Just add that one in there. Taste. What foods do you love, and where can you enjoy those foods slowly and mindfully and just really like take it all in? I love having a baby. When I feed my baby, he doesn't know the social constraints of how you should enjoy certain things. So when he's really hungry and he's drinking his milk, he'll just like make all of these noises and be like, and I love seeing him do that, because it's just the unbridled human like delight that he's taking in a delicious meal. And I think that's so fun. And when I eat something yummy, I want to be able to like experience that to the same fullness that my son does when he's drinking his milk. And then we have touch. So creating opportunities for lovely, gentle, loving touch. So that could be getting a massage. It could be massaging yourself, dry brushing, doing a lovely facial, giving your loved one a cuddle and enjoying it, slowing down and enjoying it. So it's really important that while you're adding these senses to your world, that you're slowing down and enjoying it, because there's no point in doing it if you're not going to really enjoy it. If you can hear my baby, he's just having some fun times playing on the ground. So that's all of the senses, and find one thing for each sense that you can add to your world so that you're having touch points during the day of like getting back into your body. And when you're feeling in your body and feeling that joy, that will overflow and create more of a feminine essence and energy around you. And then that will just become more natural. And it comes from you feel feminine and then you become it. So it's not about adding a certain thing or walking a certain way or talking a certain way, dressing a certain way, even though those things can help, because those things can help you feel feminine. But the most important thing here is that you feel it and then it's more natural for you and it's more authentic. It's not like you're acting or putting on a mask of femininity. Now, my third and final tip, and I say this in almost every video, is to heal your relationship with the masculine, because you can be feeling feminine so much during the day, at home, when you're alone, or when you're with family and people that are safe. And I suppose this is more geared towards women who are dating or like in early stages of relationships. But if you are in the presence of a masculine man and you have negative beliefs about him, then you are not going to feel safe. You're going to put up guards, and then all of that free-flowing sensual things will be so much harder because you cannot trust and feel safe in that moment. There's lots of different things you can do to heal your relationship with the masculine. My biggest tip is to look for the good in men. Focus on the men who are good to you, because there are good men out there, and focus on the qualities that you like about them. And then assume that every other man is like that until proven guilty. So assume that every man you go on a date is wonderful. Focus on the good things about him. Obviously, don't gaslight yourself into dating a man that you don't like. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you want to shift your overall view of men to that most men are safe, so that when you do go on dates or you are in situations where there's lots of men and you're feeling a little bit cagey, you can actually relax a little bit and be your feminine self, because you're not feeling threatened by your own thoughts and assumptions about men. I look for the good in men, and then I also suggest healing your relationship with God and your Father. So spending time and understanding that God is a loving Father, that He unconditionally loves you and accepts you, that He is good and He is loyal and He is faithful. And having that repaired can really help. And then also repairing your relationship with your father doesn't have to be like actually in the physical, like if you have a bad relationship, you don't have to repair it, but just going through all of your feelings, maybe going to a counselor, maybe writing out some things in journals to heal any wounds that you have with your father. And that will really help as well to shift your perspective of all men, because even if one man has been bad to you, like your father or brother or an ex or something like that, that is not reflective of the entire male population. And it's so important that you do not allow that one person to sour something like a beautiful half of the population, if that makes sense. And then when you're feeling safe and loving towards men, it is so much easier to act and be feminine around them, especially in your dating life. So let me know what you think. Give those a try, and if they work, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Otherwise, have a lovely weekend. I'll see you in my next video.